Omid and Kojo Show. Cracking log that is, mate.
Oh, you appreciate the log?
That's a bloody gorgeous log. I do
Well,
say so myself.
If you like that log, check out this murky pool. Yeah?
Cool.
And you like the murky pool?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Fits.
So,
Check that out.
while Kojo shows you his wood,
Hold on, what else?
I'm going to welcome you all to the Omid Kojo Show. Thank you for joining us if you're watching live. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, like the video, drop us a comment saying how much you love us because it helps. And we spend a lot of time doing these, so we'd like to hear from you.
Yeah, so one more thing before we get started. Path with trees.
What is that?
There's a path in the middle. It's down there.
I see, yeah.
And there's trees. Lovely. But
Gorgeous.
that
That is abstract.
Different angle of the path. All right, let's get down to business. Noob sauce. Oh, sorry, switch screens. Oh, they cut him off.
What's going on here?
Whole thing off. Sorry, I swiped across. I switched screens. I was just I was just saying, let's get down to business. So
we're gonna get down to business.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the title, Omid. I wanted to talk to you about this, and this is an open discussion. And if you're watching on YouTube, then make sure you comment because I want to know. I want to get as many perspectives as possible on this. And if you're watching live, let us know what you think. So I'm moving to Portugal, to Porto in Portugal, in sometime this week. I don't know, moving countries at some point. And I'm going to build a new tricking community there. So here's my plan so far, so we know where we're starting from. So I'm thinking, start a Facebook group, Porto Trickers. Start a WhatsApp group, probably call that.
Wait.
Well.
Question: Have you already looked into all these things?
Looked into what?
Like seeing if there is like a Porto Facebook group or anything like that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
There isn't really a scene, but I'm going to get into what there is.
Okay.
So the plan is make a base, make like the Facebook group, WhatsApp group, whatever, something that I can add people into when they get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to start doing is on the weekend, run a tricking class for free in the park and then put it out to all the B-boy groups. I know there's a Porto Capoeira group and there's like tons of them. And then just Porto Internationals group where there's just people from around the world and try and get it out to as many different groups as possible. And I can use my own tricking. Like I'll make a little hype post with me tricking and then me talking as well. So it's personal. So you're like, okay, I've seen this guy talking. He probably won't murder me. He does actually do these flips. Sell it as like, I'm a guy who teaches at workshops around the world, but I'm teaching you for free in the park, and then try and build up this class, eventually start a different session at another point in the week. So there's like 2 sessions, an open one class, and then start organizing trips to trampoline parks, to local gyms, stuff like that. And hopefully encourage people to recruit more people and try and build up this tricking community from scratch. So that's my plan. What else?
Really love it.
What do you think? What else do you think I should do, Omid?
Well, I like the thought of you just being like the father of Porto in the tricking community.
I think it's pretty funny.
You just birthed this tricking community out of nowhere. You burst onto the scene. Imagine that you live in Porto. You're part of this like B-boy group, or no, you're part of a capoeira group, which is like a predominantly slow moving skill, like based skill. And then all of a sudden there's this large black man doing all these really explosive flips and being like, come to the park with me and I'll teach you these flips as well. Come on.
I'm going to teach you a B-twist, corkscrew. Come on.
None of that prancing about on your hands. Just do these flips instead.
Fuck your handstands. Come to the park with me.
But no, I don't know. I think that alone, I mean, in theory, it sounds like, I don't know. It's hard for us to say. I think there's going to be quite a shock for you because we're used to like British culture, And doing that would be quite difficult, I think, not to
It
just
would.
get maniacs to come through.
But it's not Birmingham. See, that's the thing. If it was in Birmingham, then yeah, it would just be a load of maniacs and
Yeah.
probably be full of needles as they show up to the session, stuff like
Like,
that.
full
They'd
of
be
them.
dropping them everywhere, and I'd have to keep telling people off, pricking my feet, you know. But in Porto, well, also the weather is reliable.
Well, yeah,
And great.
I think
The park's
because
beautiful.
when I've been to places that are hot, predominantly in Europe, there's like people that are always doing like group exercise just in the park, just as like I don't know, you'll see like a group of 10 women just doing yoga in the park and stuff, and you just don't see that in the UK, because even during the summer you might end up just being, I don't know, drowned by rain. It's a problem. But
That's the thing.
I think that's definitely a good start. I mean, the only
I
other
think I
things
can sell it.
no,
Like, if
I think you can sell it, but
it's free.
what no, I don't think it'll be a problem getting people there. I think because you've got the flips and you've got all the practice of talking on camera and stuff like that, it's a pretty good base, because you can just be like, yo, like, and just make it super chill, like just being like, yo, I'm doing these kind of classes because I want to build a community here and I'm moving. I think because you're moving there and you're gonna be there anyway, I think it's just gonna make it a lot easier.
Well, I think in the video I kind of plan out like this is what I do to try and get people in. I'll try and address what their first concerns are going to be, because some people, the first thing they'll see the flips, they'll think I can't do that, so I have to make sure I address that, and then they'll think I'm going to hurt myself, this is too dangerous, I can't learn on grass, so I'll have to address that as well. And then I just need to try and show that it's just going to be fun and chilled out vibe. It's not going to be too much pressure. They're not going to have to chuck crazy things and hurt themselves. So I need to make all of that clear, and that they can learn, and that'll be fun, all as fast as possible. I need to get the message across that I'm an experienced tricking coach and a tricker. They're going to have a good time with me. They're not going to hurt themselves, and they're capable, all within about 20 seconds. If I can do that, then you have a good video to share. So it's just getting as much, you got to show, don't tell. Like, I don't need to say I'm good at tricks. I show that maybe while I'm talking with a clip. I don't need to say that I'm an experienced coach. I show me coaching at big events with a microphone.
Yeah, just like,
you know,
pictures and videos of you at Hooked or like Oslo and all that kind of shit. There's just
you
like,
got to give the information as fast as possible without saying loads of things.
Yeah. Well, do you think, okay, so as someone, so the person who's viewing that for the first time, they've never seen tricking before, or maybe they have because they're coming from like capoeira or b-boying or whatever, but they don't really know like what they. The question that would cross my mind is, why is he doing this? So, how are you going to go about kind of? Because it's like, especially if you're already teaching people, then it's kind of like, why is he doing this for free?
He wants some mates.
You're gonna open the video with, listen, I'm worried I'm gonna be a bit lonely in Portugal. I just need some mates for when I get there.
Excuse me.
Can I join
I'm a bit lonely. I'm from Birmingham and I have no mates. Come and learn some flips for me in the park.
And then maybe we can be mates. But we've got to be mates. That's the one condition.
No, it should be. I don't know. I think it'll work all right. What else do you think I should do, though? If anyone has any ideas in the comments, let me know. A couple of people have asked what the topic is. It's on building a new tricking community. Can you build a community from scratch? I'm moving to Portugal this week, and I'm going to try and build a tricking community there from scratch. So any ideas for how I can do that? Help your mate out.
Oh, nothing's loading on here. None of the comments are loading.
They're loading for me,
and it's stuck on 33 viewers. Nothing's changing. I don't know.
No, it's not. It doesn't matter.
But yeah, other things you can do. Well, I guess it's hard. Well, once you're actually there, then I think go into sessions and stuff. I think once you've got like 3 to 5 people, then I think pretty quickly after that it will be a thing. And also, because you're just going to be doing it with a small group initially, like I doubt you're going to pull up and there'll be like fucking 30 people there. But if you're doing it with a small group, other people, it's a lot less intimidating for other people to kind of see it and come over and be like, oh, what's going on here? Because it's clearly like a led group activity. So they might just sit and watch, and then once you're done with the session, they'll come over and be like, what was all this? And I think
Well,
that will get a lot of
yeah, I
attention.
want it to look kind of structured. Yeah, like for beginners and stuff. I'll get them all like doing B kick at the same time. We'll do like a group warm up,
Yeah.
all of that.
No, I feel you.
You know, so it looks like something you could join in with. And then probably after a few sessions, if I have some people, I'll get some video of the session and I use that to promote it more. And I think I could, I think just being able, I've grown stuff that like costs money. It's the idea of growing something that's free just seems so easy. So yeah, we'll see.
I think this is going to be fucking like a really, really interesting experiment. Because like, you're like also just like the things that you're going to learn that you're going to be able to scale moving forward, like, and like not even just like with the tricking community in Porto, like the things you'll learn you can pass on to other people as to your experiences, so then it can grow other communities elsewhere. Like you can go and do this and like plant the seed with somebody else, and then they can grow their community, and then all of a sudden you've got all these little communities getting bigger and bigger.
I mean, lots of the things that have given me the ideas for like how I could go about doing this are the videos that we already have on KTL about it. Because I got one from Brian, you know, Brian with the heart. Yeah, who built the California tricking community. He's got like a packed out sessions with like 40 people that he got into it. And then Phil Gibbs as well, I got a video from him on it too. So I'm kind of using the information I've got from them and just what I've seen and experienced. And I think like if I can do a good job of it, then I'll be able to like kind of share how to do this for other people, so it can be replicated and tricking can just grow a lot more. Because it's, even though it's fairly simple, it's not like super obvious. I know there's going to be a load of little things I learned along the way that I wouldn't have thought of straight away.
I'm intrigued to see what any of the things that are going to go wrong are, because I feel like I can't think of anything major besides someone hurting themselves, and I don't know. That's kind of it, honestly. Or someone, I don't know, someone doing something stupid and like hurting someone else.
Yeah.
Besides that, I can't think of any other issues. So I feel like anything that would come up will be hilarious.
Well, I've not taught anyone who's like badly hurt themselves in a session when I'm teaching them.
No, I never have either.
Stupid things. That's the thing. People hurt themselves when they're by themselves more often.
Or
when they're with friends, when they're with people who don't know what they're doing. Actually, with a bad coach, you're kind of worse off than with no coach, because they'll get you to try stuff that you shouldn't. To answer one of these questions, it said, what's your time frame? My time frame is like by the end of the year, I'd like to already have things moving, like maybe have like 10 people. They might not all be at every session, but kind of have a circle of some people. There's always some people who are at this session every Saturday, though I think I could do better than that, but that's like the minimum. And then I'm thinking more towards like 6 months, 7 months from now, I'd like to really get it up to like 40, 50 people, not at sessions at the same time, but just as a wider kind of community there, people who know about tricking and come sometimes. And I think that's perfectly doable just because of the weather there and me being able to market it and marketing something that's like good, because I'll be teaching them and I am good at teaching tricking and it's free. Like it shouldn't be too hard to get people.
Well, what was it like when you were in the, because you went to the gym in Porto? Wait, have you been to the gym just outside of Porto?
Yeah, well, it's in a different city. It's about an hour away on the train. But there are more gyms near Porto that I've been told about, so I'll see what the deal is with them. But I'm thinking if I do it as like grass-based, it's just so much easier to run a class on grass because you don't have to pay. There's no insurance things or anything like that. I can do a bit sketchier. It's a bit easier.
No, I know, but my thinking behind that was like, you know, like a lot of the people that went to Earl's when we used to go, where they just kind of go every week, and it was more like they would actively say whenever I would go there, oh, like I wish I could learn moves like this, and like it was only an hour-long session, so I wasn't going to be teaching them. I was just there to train. But like, if anybody is currently kind of just, I don't know, a little bit, they want to learn more, but they're kind of lost. But they go into gym sessions, then they can hear about this, and then they can come over to the grass, and then, you know.
For sure. I mean, I think that's having this community base, like being able to go to gyms, and if someone's doing a bit of tricking, add them to the group. so they know about all these sessions going on with people, and like just build from there, and go into the trampoline park and stuff like that. I'm sure I find people there too.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's some people who trick there too, and I'll get out on Instagram and all that.
Are you nervous?
Nervous?
Yeah. Because I'll tell you the truth, I would be really nervous. Like,
no,
just
not
because,
really nervous, but go on.
Well, I was just gonna it seemed like I wasn't sure whether you were, I don't know, uncomfortable answering the question or whatever. But like, because for me, I feel like you're kind of putting yourself out there a little bit, you know. So I feel like it would be a little bit nerve-wracking when you're meeting these people and you don't know what they're gonna be like. Are they gonna be absolute maniacs? I don't know. There's just so many variables.
What gives me, honestly, I'd be much less nervous doing this than just going to like some Portuguese, like some internationals community group. I'd be much less nervous than if I was going and meeting strangers in a bar or something, because I'm meeting them. I already have something to talk about that I can talk for an infinite amount of time about. Anyone who watches these knows we've already done 40 hours. I can talk for an infinite amount of time about tricks. So I'm kind of set there. So I'm not going to run out of things to say. And it's all new to them. And also I can teach them loads of things. So it's an easy way to interact and build some like rapport with someone. Like, it's just a really easy way to do it. I've done it lots of times before when teaching people for the first time. I've done workshops where people don't speak that much English plenty of times. So I feel like I'm pretty prepared for it. Like, I feel it kind of makes me feel much more comfortable because it'll be in my comfort zone. It'll be the easiest way for me to meet people there. So I'm excited about that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
In slightly unrelated news, I haven't even told you about this, right?
Fine.
So you know when we were talking about cringe content before?
Yeah.
So I posted something on my story yesterday. I reposted, you know, Pasha's like June buggy double back thing.
Yeah.
I posted that on my story, and I just tagged him saying like Pasha, the boss, is an absolute maniac or whatever. And he responded to it saying, "Oh, thanks, dude, but I thought you hated what I do." And I thought he was joking. I was like, "What?" And so I questioned him a little bit, and he just said, "Yeah, I heard from a couple of people that you thought that like me and Z and all these other guys were just cringe and only doing these things for clout." And I was like, "What?" Like, I literally said to him, I was like, "Dude, you're like, in my eyes, one of the greatest athletes of all time. Like, he does the coolest shit. He's one of my biggest inspirations." And like, I was just confused. And we talked about it a little bit. And he just said like, "Yeah, I heard from someone that you were like talking shit on all of us and that you just didn't like what we..." I was like, "What? How has this come up?" Like,
yeah, that's strange. Like,
yeah,
Chinese,
I just thought it was really weird.
Chinese whispers, I guess.
Yeah, but there is a lot of that in LA.
I was just gonna say, I feel like that. Yeah, that doesn't. It seems like an LA thing.
Yeah. So and so. Well, I'm not saying that Pasha's like
stuff up.
Well, like, I feel like people will just like hear the smallest thing from one person. Because whenever I've been to LA, like, this has happened during the time that I'm there, and I'll hear like, "Oh, so and so's falling out with so and so," and it's like,
yeah.
But then you'll hear what's actually being said, and it's like completely different to what was originally said. Because like, I've never said anything like that about Pasha or Z. Like, I think Z.
Yeah, he's mental.
He's one of he. First of all, the shit he makes on YouTube is one of the most entertaining flips-based YouTubers. And what Pasha does, and also he's an incredible athlete. What Pasha, all of the guys in that house, they're all fucked. And I've got nothing bad to say about any of them, except for Tanner Witt's knees. That scares me when he does all these hype drops. It scares the life out of me.
For his knees.
But again, he's an incredible athlete. And I'm not talking shit on any of these guys. I just thought it was a bit strange. But yeah, we kind of cleared it up. And,
oh, that's mad. I wonder, I bet there's probably tons of people who think that I hate him.
Yeah, it got me thinking.
No reason.
Well, because it was only because I questioned it. I was like, so does everyone else think this? Like, because there's like 6 or 7 or 8 of them that live in that house. I was like, does everyone else in the house think that I've said this about all of them?
Where do they get it from?
Well, I didn't.
Did you ask?
I did, but the conversation just didn't kind of go that way. And I said, who else knows, and who have you spoken to about this? And he was just like, oh, I've only spoken to Z about it. And I was like, okay, so Z might think that I think he's cringe and doing all this shit for the clout. I'm like,
God said from just from that video on Jack Payne's music video. But that's the thing as well, though, because I don't know, people misinterpret stuff and pass it on. Because even with that Jack Payne music video thing, we both said how it's like, yeah, it's like kids' entertainment, which is fine.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Everything just has, and yeah, so someone commented, Jack Payne is cringe as fuck, and it's like, yeah, but I don't know. That doesn't mean you hate them though. Like people can be cringe.
I just see it as a different thing. Like, because for me, it's I don't know. Like, of course, it's like I'm not gonna get mad at the fucking Teletubbies creators. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's made for people that are younger than me because they're gonna find that kind of thing entertaining. So I'm not mad at him for doing it. I'm just kind of like, do your thing. And I think it's cool. I think it's respectable that he's gone out and he's used his skills, like Jack Payne as an example. He's gone out and he's used his skills to be able to build a really good business model on YouTube and to make some good money and to do what he likes for that money. It's fair enough. I got respect for it. It's just I'm not going to sit and watch those videos because they're clearly not catered to a demographic of a 25-year-old boy from Dudley. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a bit strange.
I don't know. Who cares at the end of the day? But that's what I think about. I think when you're doing like lives and stuff as well, then you just got to think that like who cares? And
well, it got me thinking about how
what?
like, because I've not even thought about how I'm just coming out. Like, we've done 40 now, or 40 plus actually, and we've just been on here talking for 40 plus hours. And the amount of shit that just kind of comes out of my mouth, and I don't even notice that I've worded it in a bad way. And there's probably going to be tons of people that think, I don't know, it puts you out there way more than just like me making a YouTube video or whatever, or like posting some shit on Instagram.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter though. But
yeah,
but yeah, I do get what you mean. But moving on from that, which is actually, I guess it's in some way related because I've talked to you about this a bit, and yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, let me know what you think in the comments because I have a plan. Kojo's got a big plan again. You know me and my big plan.
Is it another big plan?
No, so this is the one with the social media one. So by 2021, like there's already my good friend and KTL team member Adam Dilkwing. He's running the Kojo's Trick Lab Instagram now, and I'm gonna work towards me not running my own Instagram either, and or Facebook. So I basically want to get rid of all social media, and then I just maybe I get like a weekly or bi-weekly email with things that I need to answer that no one else can answer, and then I like give the answers, So I want to not be on social media at all. And the problem with this, the thing that's always tied me to it, is sometimes I don't like it, but I like the fact that I do it. I think it strengthens my coaching skills. So people send me clips every single day and are always asking me for like advice on flips. And I try to respond to pretty much all of them. Some of them who don't have any manners, then I don't respond to, because if you ain't got manners, then leave me alone. But the ones who do have manners, I respond to all of them. And I'd kind of miss that interaction on a personal level. But then I thought, well, what if I had someone responding? So anyone who sends me a clip, they're told like, yo, if you want Kojo's advice on your clip, then watch the live on Thursday, and Omid and Kojo are going to do a Fixing Your Flips episode. And it's just stored and sent to there. That way I can still give everyone advice, and it'll be better advice as well, because it'll be like talking, face to face, kind of. And I don't have to go on social media at all. Well, so I'm spending my time doing more useful things.
Talk about why you like all the different circles as to why you don't want to be on social media. Because we We learned
We
some
talked
things
about
while
it.
we were in the Isle of Wight about this as well, about how it
Did we?
affects people and all this kind of shit. Like all the kids getting upset by.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's like I don't get that much from it. I just do social media at this point. It's mainly because of Kojo's Trick Lab. And it's mainly so I can like help people learn in flips, and so I can promote my business, which helps people learn flips. I mean, anyone else would do the same if you dedicated all of your life and spent all this money trying to make the best service so that people can like get really good at flips. Then you need people to know about that. So I kind of use it for that. So I see it purely as a working thing. It's not fun for me. Don't like it at all. Don't like, I'm always getting, I mean, it's not fun, like losing your hair, having people message you and tell you about it and make fun of you like all the time. It's like, I just don't need it, to be honest. And people's comments on my flips, whether they're good or bad, like, I just don't really care what anyone thinks of my flips. So I'd rather just, I only post on here for business purposes. It's like, if it wasn't for the business, then I just would have deleted it. So, but I think I'm at a point now where I can pay someone else to do it. So yeah, so I don't have to, I get the benefits of it, like helping business, but I don't have to be on it dealing with, because it's not just the mean comments, it's like dumb comments really bother me as well, because I read it and I'm like, you're so stupid.
yeah, Kojo.
And it hurts my soul a
He
little
hates
bit.
it so much.
I hate it. I've always had a problem with people saying really dumb things. I can't help it. I try.
Before
before
social media, like having with I don't know,
with kids and stuff.
The more of a following you have, the more you can kind of, well, the easier it is for you to come into contact with people, whether they're stupid or not. And it's like you get to kind of, every time you open your phone, you see some stupid shit. Like when we had,
it's just waking up and being like, oh.
When we weren't even posting on social media, really, like years and years ago, we'd be anywhere, and if someone would say something, I would look over for Kojo's reaction, because he would be actually wincing in pain because he heard some stupid comment.
I do find it really hard. But
funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know. Someone asked if I'm gonna keep posting. Like, yeah, I think what I do is because I'll still be training, obviously, and then if I have good clips that I want to put up, then maybe I just post a clip and then delete the app again. Hopefully we'll be using something else for the lives by then. But yeah, I just want to not be a part of it because I don't care. And before I thought I needed to build a big following for the business, but now it's kind of like I could just pay people with big followings to promote, because and then not bother with it. Like let them do it. I don't need to do it.
Do you ever think about, so if you were posting, I guess, I don't know, if you were still posting on Instagram and stuff, because like you were talking about before, how possibly not having the comments on or anything
or
like
messages.
That.
I think having someone else run it is a better option now. Because with that, I was thinking, well, because it's easy enough, and this is what I told myself for the longest time. I'm like, well, you can just ignore it. People say stupid things, and you can just ignore it. And I do. But I still have seen that stupid thing. I've still seen the comment and been like, ugh.
It's still going to come up in conversation when you see me or when we talk on the phone or whatever.
But that's happened in my day. I could bypass that completely. I could avoid having that. That's the way I see it, Like, I don't need to have that as a part of my day. So I'm trying to get out of that.
Yeah. I don't know.
What do you think?
Well, for me, like, I think it's for you, it's definitely a good idea. Just because, like, knowing you and knowing the way that these kind of things affect you, and also the type of comments that you get, because your comments are a little bit different to mine. And don't get me wrong, they're like, and I'm talking about the bad comments, because we do get some incredible comments, and I love the fact that people do engage with the things that we post, and like, it's nice to hear what people have to say sometimes. But it's kind of like you can't filter that. So just because I've got videos on YouTube that have got hundreds of thousands, millions of views, it means like that many people have the option to tell me exactly what they think of me.
You get the dumbest ones.
I get, and because there's so many, it's like for every, I don't know, 10 comments, I'd say 3 or 4 of them make me want to die.
Well, someone said it's never gonna go away. There's always going to be some shit, and it's like there is things that happen in life, yeah, but you can reduce the amount of shit you have in your life. Like I've already reduced it a lot anyway. Like I know a lot of people have friends that where I've seen it with tons of friends group, and they all talk shit about each other, and they're not actual friends. I don't have any of that.
Yeah.
I don't talk to a single person who's gonna be talking shit about me, and I'm talking shit about them. I just don't talk to them. I cut them out. I only
I can't deal with the hassle of it.
people I actually like. Like I try and I'm happy. I'll happily have no one rather than someone who I don't really like around.
Yeah.
I'd rather be by myself. So I'm quite good at cutting out these shit parts of life, and it's worked pretty well. And last time I went to Portugal, then I didn't go on Instagram at all or Facebook for the whole time I was there, for like a week and a little bit. And it was great because in real life, there's just barely any things. There's barely any times. I go days without having to be like, ugh. I mean, I see, yeah, every so often, but not too often. Not too often. It doesn't come up that much. And, or someone's like, this comment here makes me think of something, another big part of like Instagram for me. Said, I remember when Kojo ripped on someone for trying to coach your hook kick, Omid. When he said it's funny how people who end their combos in tornadoes correct people. And that's another thing. It pisses me off equally. When I see these dumb comments on my stuff, then yeah, I'm like, ah. But when I see these dumb comments on other people's stuff as well, like I have the same response. It's not really about me so much. It's just, it makes me think less of humans in general. It makes my opinion of people like drop. I'm like, it's so stupid. And I just don't want to feel like that, because in the real world, people aren't that stupid. People are generally quite nice in real life. Like,
it is weird, but I don't know. We've covered this in the past, where it's like people that are like younger, or
it's kids. I know
like kids. You don't get to like soundboard anything, and when there's nothing in front of you, it's just this glass thing that you're looking at. Your brain is going to kind of interpret the information that's coming to your head in a slightly different way, so you're not going to be able to illustrate your point in the way that you would normally do so. So you can just like, that first stupid thought that you may have, that's already out there. And because it's Instagram, you've already carried on scrolling, you haven't even fucking noticed. Yeah, like, so I get it.
I just don't think, I don't know, I just don't think I need to be on it. I don't think it benefits. I think I could still get all the benefits. I could still get the business benefits without me having to be on it, to be honest. So, like, I don't really get why people who aren't, if you're not making money from Instagram in some way, I don't get why you're even wasting your time on it, to be honest.
Well, we spoke about this though. It's
different.
It's a completely different beast for people because it's not even a beast. It's just them interacting with their friends, or like extended friend group. That person that they met while they were traveling, that they really got on with, that they haven't spoken to in a little while, randomly shoots them a DM because they saw that they went to a nice park. I don't know. It's like, it's a lot more wholesome, I think. Because they're not going to have random people on the internet bashing them. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why, that makes me think why I actually started, I guess. And when it is just your friends and you're like kind of interacting with people you know, then it is nice. It becomes not nice when it's a load of strangers critiquing your hairline and telling you look like this guy or look like that guy, or there's some, you know, you're not good at this, you're doing this wrong. It's when that happens that makes it worse.
Yeah. It is a hard one, because like I've always had the same kind of thought process where it's like, it shouldn't matter. And I definitely feel like numb to a lot of this shit now, because like I think I've been incredibly fortunate with me having videos on YouTube that have done so well, because various different reasons. But the videos that have done well, a lot of the time, once you break a certain threshold when it comes to views, you break a certain threshold of people that are actually going to interact with the video. Because it's a lot easier for people to comment on a video and not think that's a real person that made that video and has put it online, and now I'm going to tell him that he looks like the worst thing ever, and like fully rip into him, because I've had some awful comments about me. And like, I'll open my phone at 7 a.m. and I'm like, oh. It's like a paragraph of someone telling me how much they hate me and how awful I look, and I'm like, oh. my feelings. It's 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. It's like I always just try and have that kind of thick skin approach. Fuck it, man. Like it is what it is. Like I can't get wrapped up in this shit.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Because one of these comments, well, a couple of people were saying how they meet friends and stuff on Instagram, and I do forget about that. Like it is, if you're tricking by yourself as well. I think I'm just thinking from my own perspective. I'm sure if you didn't have the weird stranger interactions and it was just kind of people who were a similar level of flips who you could talk to about your flips and other people you know, and it would be quite good. I used to enjoy it as well. So yeah, I get that. I do get that. Just wasn't thinking. But here's from this comment and what you said. You have better things to do than give the haters the time of day. And this is the way I've been thinking about it for a long time. I'm always like, yeah, it doesn't matter about these comments, like, because I don't care what any of these people think. But like I was saying earlier, the problem is, even if you don't care what the person thinks, even if, like, obviously, you know, it's maybe some kid or some, like, someone who was giving me shit on the live before, I looked on his Instagram and he had a picture with an anime girl edited in and was like me and my girlfriend. That was the person taking the piss out of me. And even though it's people like that, that still doesn't mean it doesn't have an effect. Like you can not care about what someone thinks, but it can still make your day a little bit worse because it's more about, it's like what I think of them. It's like, oh, so there's another really shit person out in the world every day. Like, oh, this person exists. It's like, it doesn't help my life.
No, I get that. I mean, for me, like, I'm not gonna, I don't know, because the thing that I struggle with most is when someone has something shitty to say, but it touches on a thing that I'm already kind of, I might be a little bit concerned about, or it's like a sensitive thing for me, or like I'm insecure about it. Whether it be like, oh, you fucked this thing up with the edit, or why have you edited the video like this? And I'm like, yeah, I know, like I'm trying my best, or it's like, oh, you look this way, or anything like that. Like if there is a thing that is a little bit too close to something that I've already thought about and that has worried me in the past, it's just not nice to have a complete stranger point that out when it's a concern of yours already. They're the ones that really get to me, because there's not very many comments that do get to me. A lot of the time it's like, fucking hell, this is mental. Like a random stranger saying this to another random stranger about how they're a cuck and all this kind of shit. Like it's the ones where it's too close to something that I'm worried about. That's the shit that fucks me up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We won't talk about that. I want to go back to, because someone else just, oh no, they asked when, but someone asked earlier like why I was moving to Portugal, and I did want to mention that in this, you know, give a bit of context. Someone said, when are you moving to Portugal? And I'm moving on. I'm pretty sure my flight's on Sunday, might be on Monday. I need to look.
You said Monday, and then you changed it to Sunday.
I think it's Sunday.
You literally just said it was Monday.
I think it's Sunday. I'm going to have a look.
What's
the date today? I don't know. We'll figure that one out later. We'll figure out when I'm going later. All right? We can get to that. But,
okay, well, why are you going then? What's the reason?
So, for a long time, I've kind of been searching for somewhere to move to for like, I don't know, maybe 5 years. Like, I've traveled to a lot of different countries, and part of it was like I wanted to kind of see where I wanted to move to, because I know that I wouldn't want to live in the UK for the rest of my life. Not because it's a bad country, like it's better than a lot of countries, but mainly just for me, the weather is a big problem. Like I like being in the sun, and whenever I'm in a country where it's warm and sunny, I'm just way happier, and I don't get bored of it. Some people say like, oh, but I'd miss Christmas and the winter. And it's like, nah, I could happily just be in the sun. I could just be in the sun.
If you miss it, go somewhere for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You can just live there for the other 50 weeks of the year.
But that's one of the reasons. The other one is my girlfriend Scar is from America, and it's easier for her to move to Portugal than it is to the UK. So that's another reason. And then another reason, food's way better, because if you've been to England, you'll know food sucks in England. So yeah, good food. And also it's really
that
cheap.
food we had the other day was great. The Isle of
That
Wight.
was deep. That was
That was
decent.
good.
It's not, Portugal's still better,
I
but
know.
it's
That
it's way
chicken burger though,
cheaper.
it was so good.
Well, this is the big one. This is the kicker. So it's way cheaper to buy a house with land, which is what I need to do, because since I was like 16, 17, my goal has been to own a house with a home spring floor, with a trampoline, some kind of perimeter around it, make it like a compound, maybe grow some food, maybe have some weapons, maybe a couple of
Some
turrets.
illegal weaponry.
Couple of turrets, the motion sensors, yeah, so no one's getting on my land, and I have my space, and I can practice my flips. No Instagram, everyone leaves me alone. Imagine that, amazing. Someone said, "Are you going to learn Portuguese?" Yes, I am. It's probably going to take me a while because I'm not good at things, but I'm going to try my best. I've been trying to learn Spanish as well.
I concur. He is not good at things, and I am also not good at things. So I can say that without having to feel bad.
So yeah, but bunch of reasons. I don't know. It's just a dang country. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. Most people speak English as well. That's one thing. I kind of tested that out, nice, and it's like basically everyone speaks English. So yeah.
Also, again, it may seem like I don't know how bad the delay is, but I keep saying things and then watching you start talking as I say it. I think there's a delay again, so I do apologize.
Classic.
But yeah, no, that's cool. I don't know. I've been searching for somewhere to go for a while. I need to sort my life out way more. But then once it's sorted, then I just want to dip. But like my next kind of port call for the thing that I want to do is like the next big change in my life, because I like having big changes where everything all of a sudden I'm like, fucking hell, when did this happen? Why am I here now? Like, I'm in America for several months now. All right, cool. My next thing I want to do, like 6 months to a year of just kind of going to a place for like 3 to 4 weeks at a time and just kind of living there for a bit and figuring out where it is that I want to be. And then maybe if I really enjoy that, just kind of keep doing that. But it will make sense for me to have a proper base at some point. And I don't know where that's going to be. I don't know whether it's going to need to be, I don't know. Because I also, like for me, with having products with the clothing and stuff, I need a place for things. And I also need to run a business from somewhere so someone else can like ship all the orders out and all that kind of shit.
Do you though? Because that's the thing. If it got to a certain size, so you're getting a certain amount of consistent orders per month, there must be services where you can get your product shipped somewhere and they store it and they send it out for a fee.
That's true. That is true. But I don't know. Without even looking into it, my thoughts would be that in order for that to be the case, it would have to be way bigger. Yeah. Like way, way bigger. And I don't know, like it's still the
that was
just got some major road work going on outside apparently.
Sounds like a big whisk. Sounds like a whisk right next to the camera.
That was very loud. It felt like it was in here then. But yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, it just have to be way bigger. But to me, the brand's still in its infancy. Like I still need to get things moving with like the cut and sew stuff because I need to make like much higher quality pieces when it comes to the garments and stuff like that. And I want everything made to my specification. But it's all going to cost a lot of money and take a time.
I think that is that's the key for anything. Because I don't know, I try and always remind myself of this with KTL. I think the key to making any business like really successful is like giving more than you get. Like any piece of clothing you sell, you want people to get it and then be like, damn, and not I got what I paid for. You want them to feel like I got way more than I paid for. And that's basically what KTL's built on. It wouldn't have worked if there wasn't people trying it and then being like, damn, that's way more than I thought it was, and telling other people. If it was like all based on marketing, just trying to sell this product that's like not actually that good, then you get the people in, but they don't stay. They don't recommend it, and I don't think it would have worked.
Well, that's why it
with anything.
it doesn't work with any company, because I used to think that, I don't know, that like, because I'd see it, I've seen it with different brands. I mean, I've even bought into like clothing where I'm like, oh yeah, like I think it's a cool brand or whatever, so I'll get one of their hoodies or whatever, and I'm like, wow, this is actually way worse than I thought it would be, and then I never buy from them again, ever.
Yeah.
And it's because like I've got that thought in my head. So for me, whenever I'm making a piece of clothing, regardless of like, the first thing that you're going to get when you open the packaging is, wow, this is like a really, really good material, and it's like a really low end price point for the things that, like the clothing end of the spectrum. And then just, I don't know, I wanted to make something that would make the customers really happy.
I think it does work with like a different kind, like with your business, the way it wouldn't work because it's a personal brand thing.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously if it was really bad, then people wouldn't like it, and eventually you wouldn't have customers. But a lot of people do it in that scammy way. You know, they'll pay loads for ads and then get loads. So loads of people order, and then they send it out and it's all really shit. And then they close that company and then rebrand as a new one and do the same thing. Like,
yeah, it's a good business
but
model.
there's no integrity. There's no integrity with that.
Yeah.
It's not,
and there's no longevity either. Like, I want to build something that's going to like withstand the test of time. Like all of the stuff that I've made, obviously it's got better over the time that I've been doing it, but I still wear the first batch of stuff that I made, and I'm still really happy with it. And I hope that all of the customers feel the same way. But my returning customer rate is really, really good, and it's only growing over time. So yeah, I just gotta again. It's just seeing these things as like a decade-long process, as opposed to like, I want this done in the next 6 months, which is what's really changed for me this year.
Well, you've got a question on it. Do you see the pinned comment?
I can't. Nothing's changing for me still.
Oh,
I can't see any of the comment.
How did you decide on the name? Supported.
Okay, right. So the name, the name. I was struggling with the name just because I had so many ideas that I thought were cool, but it's kind of one of those like, nothing's a thing until it's a thing, and now I pay absolutely no mind to it. Like, there was a period where I was like, I kind of wish I'd have called it one of the other things that I was thinking about, and yeah, I don't know. I had a brief moment where I was like, it should have been this, but then I just kind of thought, well, it doesn't matter. Like, nothing's a thing until it's a thing. Like, what is a Nike? What is I don't know, like, because a lot of brands go with their name, and I was actually considering going with the name, but I feel like I'm not serious enough for that to be a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm too much of a joke, and I make life too much of a joke in order to then kind of have something so close to me. And I wanted it to be a little bit more removed from me, so that even if people thought like they don't necessarily align themselves with me 100%, but they like the clothes, they'd still be willing to wear it, because it's not just got Omid emblazoned across their chest. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have called it Omid. I would have gone, I don't know, I would have gone with something else, like the full-on Midvar or whatever. Or, yeah,
Midwears.
But yeah, I couldn't choose, and then I wanted the brand name to have a meaning, because the brand still does have a meaning to me. Like, it's a whole like ethos as to why I made the clothing, why I do the things that I do, and why I've always kind of gone a different route with my life compared to pretty much everyone that I've known growing up. Like, I don't really know anybody else that when I was growing up, whether it be family or friends, that has gone, you know what, I don't want to just live this life because my dad's told me I need to become a doctor. You know what I mean? Like, so I just kind of went a different way, and yeah. Then all of a sudden, So Piety
emerged, and that's why you should buy Sobriety.
Oh yeah. Also, anyone who's watching, buy Sobriety.
We got a comment here that says, "Do you guys think it's smart to mix working out and tricking? I've been doing calisthenics and exercises catered towards flips, but I'm thinking I want to build muscle mass, but I don't want to start if it'll make gains harder." I don't know about that one. I don't think tricking would make. I guess if you were going for pure size, then tricking probably wouldn't help, because it's just a load of exertion that you could have used on like doing more of a muscle building activity. But I don't think it's not going to make you weaker. But
Oh wait,
I don't know.
so he's saying that he doesn't want to do tricking because it will hinder weightlifting. Remember, I can't see the comments. Or is he saying the other way around?
I've been doing.
I would assume
He's basically just asking if training flips will make gains harder.
What, training flips will make gains harder?
Yeah, I think that's what he's asking.
I mean, it would make sense for it to be the other way around, seeing as this is a flips live.
You'd think, but
I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know. We don't know about that one.
Not doctors. But what I can do is talk about the opposite thing about how lifting and putting on weight can affect tricks, because you can do that, and I have done that.
He's commented. He said he doesn't. I don't want to lift if it will make flips harder. It is.
No, lift, do it. But you've got to do it. I don't know. It doesn't necessarily matter how much you're lifting. It matters how much heavier you're getting, and the loss of mobility that you can get from lifting. As long as you're stretching and you're keeping everything in check, because it's not like an overnight thing. It's not like you're going to go to the gym for 6 months and then you're going to wake up on 6 months in a day and you're going to be 3 times the size and there's nothing you can do about it. Just keep a good balance. And like, if you see it starting to affect tricks, then switch it up. Because there was a period for me after I did my ACL, I was a lot heavier and I was a lot bigger, but it didn't hinder me. It didn't make me feel like, oh, I want to lose this weight. But it definitely changed the way that I did things. And I wasn't as flexible. I just felt power in a different way. And I just kind of balanced it out and lost a little bit of weight.
I think there's one of those. I think this is one of those where no one can really give you the correct answer. There isn't a perfect answer you can be given. It's going to be different for every single person. So you've kind of got to find that balance, find the right amount of lifting to like flipping and stretching ratio that works for you. It's the sort of thing that you're kind of always changing. Like, I've been tricking for over 10 years and I'm still always making little changes and judging based off weaknesses and strengths of my body, how I train. So I'd say being adaptable is the most important thing. Like, just constantly being prepared to change. You don't want to get stuck doing one routine. You want to always be adding and tweaking to it and figuring out what's actually going to work best for you. Because it's going to be different for everyone. Like for me, I don't do any lifting at the moment. And I don't think that would be too useful for me at the moment, because I'm really I've been losing weight lately, trying to get down to 80 kg. But yeah, it's more important that I train mobility and flexibility and just being agile and being able to move around fast. I don't need to build any more muscle. Whereas if I was naturally like really skinny, if my genetics made me like really thin, then maybe weightlifting would help me to build a bit of muscle, so I wasn't so frail. But I'm not frail, so different for different people.
Oh, sorry, just contracted COVID just now.
Yeah, when you're done getting your COVID out, someone said, one of these comments doesn't seem to affect Juji. I think he said Juju, but I think he meant Juji. I'm like, what? I think it does affect him.
I think he's joking, Kojo.
I don't know.
I think he's joking. Well, someone who's weird. Someone who's weird. Saul, because Saul is stacked.
He's pretty big.
He's probably
on the line.
Yeah, he's on the line where I think, but the type of tricks that he does kind of favors itself to having a slightly bigger body. Some of the tricks, the majority of the tricks anyway.
His tricks are really upper body based. It's like, you can tell he really, it's weird. There's not many trickers. Most trickers are more hips and legs, but Saul is like, you can really see his upper body making everything happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fair. And he swears by it. Like, I spoke to him very briefly about it and he was just like, yeah, like it's just made, I think the reason he got into lifting, I mean, I haven't seen him in a few years now, but the reason he got into lifting was because of injuries and stuff. And then having that good balance, because that's kind of the same for me. And having that balance helped and also made me feel better when I wasn't tricking. And it's like, it's that physical exertion that you get out of you when you can't go and fling your legs around the room for a few hours.
Yeah, Yeah, no, it feels nice as well. And if you enjoy lifting, then I think lift. I used to lift as well. I should add that. It's not like I never lifted. I used to lift like 4 times a week or something, like a lot. But yeah, someone asked, do you think there is an ideal weight for tricking at a high level? And I think everyone has an ideal weight for tricking at a high level. So, yeah, there's an ideal weight, but it's different for different people. It's not obviously how tall you are. It's going to affect things. And
different strokes for different folks, eh?
Yeah, but there's going to be an optimal for you. I think I'm getting closer to my optimal. I think I've been too heavy for a long time because tricks definitely feel much better since I've gotten a little bit lighter. I've lost about 4 kg so far. I'm going to try and get down to 80 kg.
That is really impressive. Just from like, I don't know, like being a larger dude naturally. Because me and Kojo have always been like opposite ends of the spectrum. He was like a naturally larger black man, and I've always been a slender olive man. the copper god. But yeah, I think we're kind of meeting in the middle soon. Yeah, I mean, I'll be a little bit more than 80. I'm trying to go for like 85.
You're going for 8? Oh, that'd be crazy. Omid being heavier than me. Big heavy.
Well, we will be at some point. I think if you get to 80, I think I'll be more by that point.
You're gonna feel what it's like.
I have put weight on. Last time I checked, I was like 82, nearly 83. So yeah, I'm gonna be big mid one day. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm like 110 kg or whatever. Just trying.
Oh, that'd be so funny if you could do the exact same tricks.
That'd be amazing, bro. I'd be a medical marvel.
But yeah. Oh, I think it's about time. I don't think there's the hour limit anymore.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I mean,
that would make sense.
We've been going like nearly an hour, so
nearly
either hour. But I don't know. Yeah. Being a good chat today. And when are we talking next? Thursday? Saturday?
Wait, are we gonna do Thursday and then not Saturday?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching the Omid Kojo show. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Be a mate of ours.
Yeah,
give us a thumbs up and all that.
You can be part of the exclusive members club that helped us on the road to 2 million subscribers. We're almost there. Almost.
All right, almost. Next week, yeah. Peace.
See you soon. Thanks.